I'll be your family.
And I'll be your best friend.
Lando land. How are you? This is your friend Adrian. I'm so excited to be with you today. We've got a really fun, I think it's fun, episode of Doctor Quinn that we are going to recap today. But kind of what I'm more excited about is that we have a fabulous guest with us today. It's my friend Chris!
Hi everyone.
This is my friend Chris. Chris is really lovely, really great. Are you super stoked to talk about Doctor Quinn?
Very excited to talk about Doctor Quinn Medicine Woman.
Oh my gosh. Now, before we get started, I have to share. So Chris gave me one of the best gifts I've ever received. And this is
that?
My last birthday. And I'm actually wearing it, so I have to show you all. It is the I Love Sully t-shirt! It's a really nice gift. Yeah. I can't tell you what else came with the gift because it's kind of triple X.
It's triple X.
But let's just say I'm wearing my I Love Sully t-shirt because that's what Lando Land is all about.
Yes, it is.
The most beautiful man.
So what are we talking about today?
Today, we're taking it way back. We are going to put ourselves way back in season 1, way back in 1993. Season 1, episode 16, The Secret. This is such a good episode. So before you watch this, you are more than welcome to go. You might want to go watch it on your own.
Yes. You
can find it on Amazon Prime or somewhere else. I don't know. I'm sure you would find it. But again, season 1, episode 16. It's a really, really fun episode. All right, you ready to get started?
Let's get started.
Okay, so I would actually call this episode like the Mean Girls of Colorado Springs.
I agree.
It's
a pretty hardcore episode.
Everybody in this episode is a dick. Asshole.
And they bully.
Oh my gosh, it's like bully, bully, bully. And we have a video of literally every time someone in the town is a dick. So the way it starts is Dr. Mike and Sully are driving down the road. Sully's taking Dr. Mike to the Indian reservation. And Dr. Mike's like, let's go check on Ruby Thompson. I haven't seen her in a while. So they go check on Ruby Thompson. And Ruby Thompson, when they get there, is dead as a doorknob.
On the floor.
On
face
the floor.
down.
Face down.
But then something happens.
Yeah, she like really died. And Sully, he's trying to be chivalrous. He's like, go get her best dress because we're going to bury her in,
Yeah, nice
great
dress.
And so Dr. Quinn goes into the closet and she finds this guy. Gordon Levitt Hewitt. Or what? So we looked it up. His name is Joseph Levitt.
No.
Joseph?
Gordon Levitt?
Gordon Levitt. And so I was telling Chris this earlier.
Gordon Love Hewitt.
Yeah. We kind of just think it's Gordon Love Hewitt. Like Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
They aren't related. So we're going to call him Gordon Love Hewitt. So in the closet is a very young Gordon Love Hewitt. Do you think Gordon Love Hewitt's cute?
Yeah.
I do too. So we find a Gordon Love Hewitt in the closet.
Young.
Young.
What do you think he is? 9?
9.
9-ish?
Good call. And he's acting his heart out in this episode.
Yeah. Well, he needs to come across as someone who hasn't been around school very much or people.
Or in the world.
So he's pretty antisocial. He doesn't speak much.
Turns out Ruby raised him in the closet.
Literally.
Not
homosexually, but he was in a closet.
So, chaos ensues, and Dr. Mike is pissed because when all of a sudden she goes back to the town and is like, there's a kid in the closet. Right. And like all the townspeople are like, duh.
Well, a group of them know.
Yeah. Like,
it's like a secret because they knew where he came from.
Yeah. And apparently, so like Jake and Hank and Miss Olive, they all, and the Reverend knew about.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but we don't know why. We don't know the story yet. We just know that they all know about this kid who was left with Ruby, and now Ruby's dead. And so Dr. Quinn has to figure out what to do with this kid. I mean, what would this town do without Michaela Quinn?
Live in the shadows.
Yeah, they'd probably stuff him back in the closet.
I think they'd put him out to pasture.
Like out with the cows there. Okay, so, so Michaela takes the kid in. Mm-hmm. Does the kid have a name in the show?
I thought it was Zach.
Zach!
Yeah.
Zach Attack. Probably named after the Zach in the Bible back then, huh?
Yeah, but how did they find that out? Oh, the whore knew.
The whore? You calling me a whore?
No.
Who's the whore?
In the episode, they call her a whore.
Oh.
The girl that works at Hank?
Oh, Myra? Yeah. Myra knew.
She's the one who knew his name.
Oh, there's a clue there. Don't give it away. Okay, so Myra knew that the kid's name was Zach. Okay, so this is what the episode's all about.
Yes.
And throughout the episode, we're going to show you a clip. This kid
is terrorized.
The entire episode. So take a look at this clip, and you're going to see what went down in Mean Girls of Colorado.
Mean Girls of Colorado. Here you go.
Okay.
Hey, watch my boots, you dumb idiot.
I think he is a dumb idiot.
Are you an idiot, boy?
Idiots can't talk. Idiots can't do nothing. Just gonna take the idiot for a ride, that's all.
I thought it'd be a good idea to bring Zach here.
What for? I saw Charlotte right after she helped that whore give birth, and she said that baby was blue for an awful long time.
My mom said he's a bastard. I still think he looks funny.
Well, he can't go to school. He's a simpleton.
What do you get when you dress up an idiot? An idiot!
I tell you, he can't learn.
Well, I don't want him around me. Me neither.
You can parade him around all you like, buy things for him, but truth is, I don't sell what that boy needs.
Zach needs a haircut.
You say that again.
Wasn't a mother, was a whore.
Look, people don't want to be around an imbecile.
You blue idiot.
You simpleton.
You simpleton. And I was thinking about it, like, I think whore back then was just an adjective. I don't think it was a slur.
No, I think it was more of a profession than like
yeah.
It wasn't, I don't think it, well, I think it could be a slur for sure. Like, you dirty whore. They would still say that.
Do you think they said dirty whore back then?
I think so.
Chris's phone just went off, and so did mine. It's
Oh.
Maria.
Oh, well, it's probably Maria. Is it a group text? Is that what's going
yeah.
on?
Tell her we're filming. What did she say?
She's talking about snow boots for Tahoe. We're going next week.
We're going to Tahoe next week, and
well,
Maria,
really,
who's never touched snow.
Really trucky, but it's near Tahoe.
We're going to tell Maria that trucky is.
We're going to take her to Donna Lake and say, hey, this is
like
Tahoe.
It's funny. Okay, so
back on track. He's a simpleton.
So, yeah,
but
whores are whores.
Because if you watch the episodes, they say whore so innocuously. Like, it's just like, this is the name that you're given because this is your job. Like, this is a hair cutter.
Yeah.
I guess it'd be a barber, but you know.
And this is my friend
teacher.
Chris, who's a whore.
Doctor.
Doctor Quinn whore Myra. It's perfect. Okay, so
so when we say whore, we're not being derogatory. That's what you should know.
Yeah. So
purely based off the show.
It's just an adjective. It's just a profession, which isn't an adjective. It's a noun. Okay. So
I didn't want to say that, but
yeah. But secretly, okay, so there's the subplot that starts to develop.
Yes.
And while they're cleaning out Ruby Thompson's house, shack, they find this picture.
A drawing.
A drawing.
Of horses.
3 horses,
and
right?
It's beautiful.
It's kind of hotel art. I thought it was like it would belong in like
in a closet with
a Radisson.
There's no light. It's not going to be that great.
Yeah, it's pretty good
He's
for
in the
being
dark
done in a
with,
closet.
what, charcoal and a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's these 3 wild horses.
With clouds.
Yes. And,
But they're proportionate and they look really good.
yeah, and so Brian's like, ooh, paint, like drawing. Let me put it in my pocket.
Oh, Brian.
Oh, we can't call him Brian. It's not Brian. We're calling him Bowl Cut.
He's bowl cut.
Because
he is.
Because
that's what he
Because Jake at the barber apparently put a bowl over his head and went snip, snip, snip.
He like angled it, I think, 'cause it's kind of like
A little angled bowl? What
it
was
just
that
goes
like?
longer in the back. You know what I mean? It's like the bowl went like this on the head instead of this way. You know, like you put a bowl flat.
Yeah.
It tilted, so like
He tilted
it's a
it.
tilted cut. Anyway, he's a bowl cut.
Bowl cut. The worst haircut ever. So Bowl Cut takes the drawing to school, and instead of listening to Miss Olive's ravishing math lesson, which was actually pretty good, right?
It has to do with cows. She uses math problems or uses cows with her math problems.
Yeah. We call that culturally
If
relevant
you have
pedagogy.
10 cows and 2 go to the slaughterhouse, how many do you got left?
Things.
But
So,
she's trying to relate to the children,
yeah, which I like.
and that's so they can understand math.
That's what good teachers do.
Yeah, but she's a sub, isn't she?
She's the sub because
They don't have a permanent yet.
later on they find the permanent who ends up beating the children. That's like in season 3. So catch us up then.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay, so Brian takes out the drawing during math, and then Miss Olive sees the drawing and is about to like smack him on the head because you
Right.
could do that back then.
Right.
Like, pay attention to math.
With a ruler.
With a ruler
In the hand.
in the hand. And then all of a sudden she sees the drawing and she's like,
Mesmerized.
Bowl Cut. This is the best drawing I've ever seen.
She praises him on imagination, how he can like
Yeah.
get the muscles right and everything like that because they're moving horses,
Yeah.
even though, you know, Bolka couldn't accomplish that.
Bowl Cut can't do shit.
Anyway, she praises him so much that he can't say he did not do
She won't
it.
let him talk.
Because now he feels so good about it and bad at the same time, but he just can't admit that it wasn't him doing it.
Bowl Cut is never...
So now everyone thinks he's this
Yeah.
brilliant artist.
Yeah.
He's
So-
stealing.
Subplot is brewing because Brian has a moral issue because he has to figure out how to tell people
The
that it
truth.
wasn't him. Liar. Okay,
Bolka's-
and so the search for who does Zach belong to? We learn more about Zach, and Zach is not a talker. He
He says like what, 5 words I think through the whole
says
episode.
horse.
So he's capable of speech, which is what
Yeah.
which is why Dr. Quinn thinks he can go to school.
Dr. Quinn is all about like advocating for him, like he can do these things, and everyone else is like, no, get him we want him back in the closet. Like,
Back in the closet.
I want to put him back in the closet.
It turns out that he can't go to school. He runs away. They find him back in the closet.
Oh,
And
he went
Bull-
back in the
And
closet.
bowl cut happens upon him in the closet, and
They have a therapy
and
session.
He talks to him about like his ma has died also, and they talk about the artwork. Well, I'm sorry, bowl cut talks. We know Zach doesn't.
Yeah, Zach doesn't.
And but he starts hugging him and crying, and they console each other.
Yeah, that's very sweet.
Yeah.
And Sully is there watching, and
Meanwhile, Hank gets on his horse and rides away and saying
forgot
none of
about
your
that part.
business. Because
Yeah,
everyone's trying
okay.
to find out where Zach
so
went.
when Zach ran away, everybody was like, "Now let's love him and look,
And
for,
look for
him.
him, right.
It was all fake. They just didn't
Even
give a
though
shit.
the we'll continue. We'll talk about
Yeah, and then Hank gets on his horse and says, "I'm going to Denver to find a new whore or something."
No, he says nothing. Remember Myra's like,
Where are you going?
where are you
Hank?
going there? He's like, I got business. She's like, what business? Like, none of your business.
Good at Hank.
So why is he going?
Why is Hank on his
And
horse
all of a
when
sudden
everyone
he's
is
back
searching?
when Zach's back.
Yeah. There was another interesting moment with Hank when Dr. Quinn is trying to get Zach ready for school.
Get him a bowl cut.
She's like, Jake, give this boy a bowl cut. And
Jake
Jake's like,
hesitates.
I don't cut the hair of imbeciles. Apparently
Well,
he's
he
Southern.
He
I gave
tries
Jake-
to get him out of
Jake
there
a
and
Southern
says,
accent.
there's no price or something. He's like, oh, they free haircuts today? And he's like, no, listen. It's not that it's not free. It's that no one wants to be next to an imbecile. But then Hank is like, I don't need one right now. He can go ahead of me. Like Hank gets haircuts anyway. His hair's like 10
Yeah,
miles
what?
long.
What is Hank doing in Jake's? You know that Hank does not get a haircut. Check out
He
these
has the
golden
longest
locks.
hair besides Dr. Quinn on the show.
Does not shave his beard whatsoever.
I like that.
I think they're just like BFFs, though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's the
It's
ugly
Roscoe.
dog.
Stop it. He's not ugly. He's gorgeous. She likes his body, though.
I do like his little pug body. It's very cute. Anyway, the show is not about the pug.
Hank lets him have his haircut spot. But this is even before he runs away. So
And then we're like, what is up with Hank? He's
doing nice
usually
things.
the dick. Hank is the town dick.
He can be.
Okay. So then they find Zach. He's in the closet. And then another subplot develops. Dr. Quinn sends the 3 horses to the Art Institute for Children in Denver.
The drawing,
yeah,
yes.
the drawing. Because she wants Brian to have recognition or possibly go to that school.
She wants me to go to that school.
Yeah.
Some fancy art school.
Yeah. So that's happening on the
The
sidelines.
subplot.
Yeah. And then we start to come to the big reveal.
Yes.
And this is one of our favorite parts of the episode.
Well, really quickly, I think. So
Yeah.
after he gets back, Myra goes to Dr. Quinn's house and is like, hey,
This part's so funny.
basically, can Hank and I take care of him? He can work at
The
the
saloon!
saloon.
They're gonna take a 9-year-old!
They're basically going to not pay him, make him sweep and clean all day long.
Next to the whiskey and,
And
the
not
horse.
go to school because he can't. And then Dr. Quinn's like, things happen there. I don't think it'd be good for him. She's like, I'd watch him real good.
Dr. Quinn gave up
And
real
so
quick
Dr.
there.
Quinn
Dr.
gave
Quinn's
him
like,
up.
okay.
So now he's like literally working at the saloon. He sweeps, he cleans, he bar backs, he does all this stuff while everyone's making fun of him in the process.
Everybody's like terrorizing him and he's just sweeping.
But at
No.
one moment when he's getting terrorized by these 2 drunkards out on the porch when he's trying to sweep,
Here comes our hero again.
they call him, and you'll see in that montage, idiot about 8 times in that one segment. And then something happens. What happens?
Our good friend Hank gets out there and says, he's like, you are not messing with this boy, and beats them all up.
Beats the shit out of them.
It's really cool. It's a good old
But
fashioned
then Joe Lando comes on up
Yeah.
and supports his friend Hank
Little
by
tomahawk
throwing
action.
a tomahawk
Ugh.
at the guy's glass that he was about to bash into Zach's head.
You know they sell those tomahawks that he used during this filming. They sell them on eBay because he used a whole bunch of them.
Like the
And
ones he actually used?
Yes.
Interesting.
I would love to have one of those. I would like sleep with it or chop wood with it or
Do something with it.
I would do something with it.
Anyway.
Okay, so then how does it get to where we have the big reveal? Oh, because Hank gets hurt during the fight, and he goes to Michaela to get it all patched up, because she's the town doctor.
She also knows what's going on.
Because
She has
Michaela
insight.
knows everything.
So she's seeing all this
Oh my
unravel, and
God.
she's like,
Ugly
why
boy.
is he defending this kid so much?
You're
And
so
she's like,
evil.
you're his pa, aren't you?
Yeah.
And he's like, says something
I don't think she
stupid.
has a southern accent. She has a
doesn't.
Boston accent.
She doesn't have
Cockies.
But you know
It's
what?
cockies.
She doesn't even have a Boston
Yeah,
accent.
it's just like a fancy
She just
accent.
has like
a
an
fancy
English
lady.
accent that's been watered down to sound Americanish.
Yeah, because Jane Seymour is English, I think.
She is.
Yeah.
And it's funny because in this episode, she wishes that she can draw as well as that, and in real life, she's an amazing artist. It's funny. Yeah.
That is so true. She like sells her paintings for like thousands of dollars.
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's how it happens, and then she's like,
So, yeah.
Hank, Zach is yours.
I like yours
It's
better.
It's really good.
Hank.
You be Hank, I'll be Michaela. Do do do. So the kid is yours.
Know what you're talking about.
I never put my kid in a closet. So basically, she reprimands him, and he just
Like
admits
always.
it.
Oh, that's when he's like, what's it like to walk on water, Michaela?
I love the way he says Michaela.
Puts her in her place a little bit.
Yeah, Michaela. It's like a heavy syrup rolling down.
We
your
all
throat.
know she has good intentions, but sometimes she gets Into too much business.
Yeah, yeah. So we find out that Hank is the father.
Hank's the pa.
And he had Zach with a whore.
And she died.
And it turns out Ruby was a whore too. But just an old whore who
but
no
she
longer
retired in the country.
Yeah, they just put her in the country.
And then she took on little Zachy.
Took on little Zachy boy, little closet boy. So yeah, and then at the finale, and then they figure out, and then Brian finally says it was Zach that drew the picture, and nobody believes.
And no one believes him because they just think he's being modest, and he's doing something to help his friend so he doesn't have to leave or go anywhere.
And they think Zach's an idiot that can't do anything.
Because idiots can't draw.
And then one lonely night, Hank is in the bar, closing down, having his last couple shots, and Zach draws a picture. Simpleton draws a picture of his mama. Apparently he remembers his mama from when he was like 3 years old. And the picture kind of looks like one of those caricatures that you get on the boardwalk. It's really big. I have a picture of it right here. The head is so big. Doesn't that look like a caricature?
I think it's mostly her hair. It does kind of look like that, but it's a good drawing.
It's a good. What is it called? A caricature. Caricature. Oh,
but it's a good one.
It's a good one.
And then that he sees it, and like you don't know until after it happens that it's a drawing of his mother, the hoe.
Yeah, the whole.
and then Hank's like, it breaks Hank down enough to say, "I'm your pa."
I'm your pa. And so.
Or does he say it before that?
I don't know.
No, he says it before that because on the porch after they fight those people.
Oh, because I'm his paw.
So then he draws his paw a picture of his whore.
Yes.
And his mother.
The whore mother.
The whore mother.
The mother whore.
The mom whore.
The mama whore. I like mama whore.
The mother and whore.
Yeah.
The whorely mother.
You decide what you want to call her. We gave you plenty of options. So anyway.
Comment below.
Comment below. Okay, so we find out, and now we still don't know what to do with the kid. So now we know he can draw her.
We know he can sweep.
He can sweep and draw her. So he could just do caricatures of everyone when visitors come.
That could be his job.
But guess what? Dr. Quinn to the rescue. Mm-hmm. Remember that art school that she contacted?
He gets to attend the famous fancy art school.
Yes.
And they're saying all their goodbyes next to the carriage, and they all chat and say nice things, and Simpleton actually speaks. He says goodbye.
Yeah. Finally, Gordon Love Hewitt
opens his mouth.
Him and Bullcut have a good hug at the end.
I mean...
Yeah. Okay, so that's the episode in a nutshell. Dr. Michaela Quinn's bossiest moment of the episode.
But you will respect me. You know why? Cause I'm a boss.
So, I'm gonna share mine. You're gonna share yours. We actually have the same one this episode.
So you could just tell yours.
Yeah. So real quick, Michaela Quinn's bossiest moment is where we identify the moment of the episode where she is the bossiest. And sometimes bossy means like boss ass bitch. Like owning the world, taking control.
It's very positive.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Or sometimes it's when you're a little too bossy.
Maybe a little too...
up in everybody's business.
And demanding.
You know, Dr. Mike, she could be that way. So you want to share we both have the same moment this episode.
I'll let you.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the clip right now.
You saw how they treated him, teasing him, pushing him around. You think I wanted him to go through that? Everybody laughing because he's different, thinking he's not normal.
Not to mention what they think about you.
I was protecting him!
Are you sure you weren't just protecting yourself?
Who do you think you are judging me, lady? You weren't here. You don't know.
I know that I would never do that to a boy of my own.
What's it like to walk on water, Michaela?
here it is.
Okay, we talked about this one a little bit earlier. I love it.
I love it.
Hank. Because Hank's an asshole, and we all know that.
We all know he's an asshole.
The whole series, Hank is an asshole. But sometimes he has these little nuggets of wisdom, and that is take a deep breath, Dr. Quinn. Relax for a minute.
Seriously.
You come in holier than thou. I've been acting like an asshole my whole life, and now all of a sudden you're expecting me to take culpability for this bastard son. I mean...
Closet case.
Yeah, she just needs to take a breath, right?
She does.
And Hank looks really... Don't tell Sully this, but Hank looks really handsome.
Especially when he tells it to her.
Oh, what's it like to walk on water, Michaela? Bossiest moment. Please feel free to comment down below what you thought.
And if you agree, or if you don't agree, give us your bossiest moment of the episode.
Yeah. What was your favorite Bossiest episode? Or Bossiest moment? Now it's my favorite.
It's your favorite part
I was busy thinking about boys. I was busy dreaming about boys. Head is spinning.
Well, this is our time where we get to talk about the star of the episode. Joe Lando starring as Byron Sully, aka the sexiest man to ever walk foot on this beautiful earth.
In Adrian's opinion. But
yeah, so we get to share our favorite Joe Lando moment, our sexiest moment
of the show.
I didn't ask you this before, but do you have a different sexiest moment than me?
I didn't find an identifiable sexiest moment, but I would think the time when he was most endearing is when he did throw that tomahawk to support his friend Hank and Zach.
Okay, so normally we're going to have different opinions, but this was a slam dunk. Mm-hmm. They're really... I mean, there was the moment where Bullcut...
What do you mean a bullhead? You would eat Dr. Michaela.
Yeah. So Bullhead...
Parasite.
He's like talking to Sully about like, when your wife died, did you cry? And like, Sully's like, yeah, I did. Because I lost my fucking wife, you dumb.
That's also how Bullcut ends up consoling Zach in the closet. Yeah. Because he says, even Sully cries sometimes. Yeah. Which isn't his voice.
But that's not the sexiest moment of the episode. We're going to throw that clip in right now.
Yes, here it is.
Now get out of town.
Okay, I gotta like wipe this drool. That moment where they have eye contact, as in like, I got you, bro.
It's like a bromance sexy moment.
Yeah.
It's when Hank and Joe and Sully stare at each other and like, and then Hank goes like this.
Ugh. See, it's perfect because it's with Hank, and Hank is also a beautiful man. Not as beautiful as Sully, but two beautiful men looking at each other after beating the shit out of two people. It's fucking
There's something about
hot.
that.
So that was definitely the sexiest moment. And then now this is our chance to share any additional thoughts on the episode.
Okay, do you have any additional thoughts?
I do.
Let's start.
I think there's a lot to learn about how the town treated Zach.
Well, yes.
Yeah. I mean, as someone who is differently abled.
Even the preacher, is that what they call him? Is he the preacher?
Yeah, Reverend.
Reverend. He's the Reverend.
Reverend.
Sorry, I didn't pay enough attention to know it.
Yeah, it's okay.
What religion they are.
They're Protestants.
Got it. So the Reverend, I was a little disappointed about how he responded to all of this, and that he knew about it to begin with.
Yeah.
And then when it came to light again, he was just like, no, we're not going to help him. It's like, he's a human being. He's one of God's creatures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't put him in a closet.
It's like, you should be inclusive and wanting to help him and be charitable. He's homeless, you know what I mean? And instead he's like, well, no, because he's dumb, he doesn't fall under being helped.
Yeah. This episode made me happy that we've come a long way. It made me think a lot. I work with teachers. It made me think a lot about my hero speducators. Sped educators. I know a lot of them. Sped educators are always, they're like the cool teachers out of all teachers. They're pretty rad. And I'm excited that our world is opening up for those that are differently abled. But we still have a long way to go. I've been watching this other YouTube series with this really awesome guy who, what he does is he interviews people that are differently abled or have like a special diagnosis and does interviews with them and kind of exposes everybody on YouTube to these really special people who are differently abled. Great. And I'll link that down below because he would be really cool to check out. But yeah, if anything, this episode really solidified Pioneer days were full of just dicks and assholes,
Well, I
and
mean,
everybody's racist.
I mean, the whole show is based on a woman who has a job that usually a man has. So
Yeah.
they're coming
They're getting
closer
there.
to it.
Yeah.
But
And even though she's bossy, at the end, I'm very grateful that Dr. Quinn decided to join that community.
if she wasn't bossy, she wouldn't be where she is.
Yeah.
Zach would be in a closet somewhere.
Zach would still be in the closet right now. So.
Good thing for Dr. Quinn being accepting,
Loving.
and tolerant, and loving,
And a little bossy.
and a little bossy.
And that's why we love Dr. Michaela Quinn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dr. Mike.
All right, so
All right, guys.
thanks for spending some time with us today. A few things. Hit that subscribe button. Please.
Hit the button.
Our goal is to get to like 10 subscribers.
Yeah, you gotta point down at the button.
Yeah. I don't know where the button is.
We're new at
I'm new
this.
to YouTube.
I always see the kids do it.
Yeah.
And it's never where the button is.
We're not kids, so we don't know. So hit the subscribe button.
It's not down there.
It's one of the corners. It's one of the...
It's not down
not
there.
down there.
It's not.
But
around
it's on
somewhere.
the corner.
Find
Subscribe.
it.
It's
Subscribe.
red. I'm also, check me out on Instagram. You'll see my link below. And before we end, we have kindness jar time.
Kindness jar time.
Kindness jar time. So kindness jar time has nothing to do with Dr. Quinn. Well, kind of, because she's a kind person.
She's a kind person.
Yeah. And so every week, our special guest is going to pull out a challenge for you all. And this challenge, it's a kindness challenge. And we're going to ask that you try, be vulnerable, put yourself out there to perform this kindness challenge out in the world. And we love for you to report down below on how it went.
Or do a video of it.
Ooh, a video and like
Or
send it
tell
or
us your
post
story.
it.
We just want to pay it forward. We want to be kind to everyone.
Yeah, kindness matters.
I know.
It really does.
I love you.
Okay, so Chris is going to pull out of the kindness jar and reveal our challenge for the week. And then Chris has his own for later. So
Okay.
here we go. Drum roll.
Can you glitter all over my couch?
Yeah. I learned that from Kesha. There's
All
glitter
right,
in
the
jar.
first kind act that has been pulled from your glittery jar. Pick up 5 pieces of litter. And that's perfect
You
for me
love that
because
one.
I'm all about conservation and the environment.
Oh, this
and
is made for Chris.
please, if you could pick up 5, you could pick up 10. So if you see litter, even if it's a straw wrapper next to the trash can, just put it in.
Yeah, and don't
Okay.
go into a trash can and take out 5 pieces and then put it back in. That's not...
No, you might get Pepsi.
Yeah, no thanks. Okay, what a great challenge.
Great challenge.
And why don't you put in yours?
I'll put in mine. It's
Chris
a secret.
came up with his own. He's going to put it back in the kindness jar, and hopefully we will pull this out soon. Did you put your name on it?
I did.
Good, so we'll know that it's Chris's.
I didn't
when
even
we
know
pull it.
to. I just did.
It was instinctual. Instinctive.
Very instinctive.
All right.
Okay.
Mwah. Bye, friends.
Bye, everyone.
Love you all. And
Thanks for visiting.
now go out
and fall in love.